You just got a new electric car and you're wondering how to charge it in the various scenarios. Well, we have got an option for you today. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. Yes, you heard right. We are venturing into the world of EVs, electric vehicles. You may have seen our other videos unveiling our brand new Mustang Mach-E. We are doing a long-term test drive of that car. Yes, we have actually purchased that car with our own money, and that leaves us wondering, what options do you have to charge your car? Now, obviously, the Mustang comes with a charger. Well, actually, that's not even totally true. Ours came with a charger, but a lot of the new EVs don't come with any charger at all. That way they can reduce the sticker price and then charge you on the upsell. Now, there are a lot of options out there. You do not need to buy the charger from the dealer. In fact, the charger that came with our Mustang is a two-step charger. It can do level 1 charging through a standard 120 volt USA or North America household plug-in, typical to like what this PC is plugged into. Or you can get special wiring run to your house that is 220 to 240 volts, and it handles 50 amps of fast charging. Now that is the preferred way to get a lot of power into your car in the comfort of your own home quickly. But what do you do when you're not at home? What do you do when you're at work, or when you're at a friend's house, or when you're out of town? How do you charge your car then? That is where something like this comes in. Now, this was purchased because it is, number one, inexpensive. It is very inexpensive. Consider the charger that you got with your car or that you bought from the dealership costed you somewhere between $500 to $1,000. The chargers are fully exposed. When you plug it in, it is hanging out in the open where everybody can see it. And if somebody wanted to, they could also steal it. They can unplug it and walk away with it, and your charger is now gone. That is a significant investment to have, especially if you are in shady neighborhoods. Now, there are products that help you lock up or secure your charger, but you also don't want to have your expensive charger out exposed like that. This particular one was purchased for 170 Canadian dollars. That's somewhere around 130 US dollars. As you're hearing about this charger, if you decide, hey, that's the one I want, I will put links in the description where you can purchase this exact charger. And I will also put some level 2 alternative options that you might consider. We have more videos coming up where we are reviewing our super duper duper charger option when we don't need this one and we have full power. So that one's coming up in a future video. So I said a few terms here and you might be confused. You might be wondering, well, what does that mean? Level 1 and level 2 are the standard charger protocols that you're going to use. It's simply to do with speed. Level 1 is the slowest charger you can get. That would be something like this. Level 2 has varying speeds and it can be up to 50 amps of power to deliver the fastest in-home charging option. There's also level 3, which would be your fast chargers out on the street or in your local shopping center. For level 1 though, this is really cheap. Now I want to see what's inside this box because I don't even know. Before we get inside the box though, one thing I did notice, so this has the SAE J1772 Type 1 North American charger port. Now, if you have a car, EV that is not a Tesla, chances are very good that this is the charger port that you're looking for. If you have a Tesla and you're wondering if you can use this, the answer is yes, you can. There are adapters that will adapt from this port to your Tesla port. In the future, if other manufacturers use different ports, they will always have adapters to adapt these chargers because these are the standard that's been used for a long time, and it will take a long time to phase out these chargers in favor of a different one. For example, the Tesla charger port, which more companies are starting to adopt. Ford being one of them. My Mach-E does not have a Tesla charger on it, so this is the port that I need. Opening it up, this is brand new. All right, let's open the box up here. We'll pull it towards you guys. There's not a whole lot to see to start with. So, got some bubble wrap here. Open the bubble wrap up. And so first off, the port, oh wow. They got some tie wraps on here holding this plastic bag on. So we're gonna cut that off. Expose our charger port. There we go. And pull the end off. This should look like the end that you see on pretty much any electric car. It's got the little lock on there. So when you clip it in, it locks. You can't pull it out unless you push the button. and yank it out. It does have this really neat little rubber cap here. The cord is roughly 20 feet long. That should be long enough to make it pretty much anywhere. And then we've got this. Now it's very, very simple. So as I said, it's got the standard 120 volt plug. That's all that this comes with. This is a level 1 charger. It will support up to 15 amps. According to the charger, it is a max of 16 amps, but you might end up tripping the breaker. Most of the time, you're going to use this where the block heater port is, especially up here in Canada. So block heaters, for my American friends who don't know anything about winter, it's a heater element that gets installed in your car so that when it gets really cold outside, you can plug your car in and it warms the engine up so that you're not starting the engine with no oil, no lubrication, none of that. So up here in Canada, we actually install these as plugs at a lot of like parking at businesses and stuff. We'll actually have block heater parking cords. So these can plug right into that, and this will charge your EV in the summer and in the winter. So no longer, you don't have to warm your car up, but you can charge your car. Now, also on here is a user guide, portable box. It is in blue and black coloring. And basically it says, plug it in and use it. Now we're going to do just that. We're going to go outside. We're going to plug it in. We're going to pull up the app on my car and see how much charging power we get and how long it says it's going to take to charge, so that we can get a rough idea of how long it takes to charge your car with a charger like this. So we're going to go outside and do that very shortly. Now, before we go plug it in, a quick note about those charger plugs in Canada, and probably some American states have them as well. The farther north you go, the more likely you are to see them. But we actually install those on a timer. So they'll turn on for 15 minutes, off for 15 minutes, on for 15, and they cycle like that. It's a way to help save money so that they can actually turn this car on for 15 minutes and then turn that off and then turn this one on to the same circuit as the other one for 15 minutes, and it cycles back and forth. There's a good chance that your local parking garage where they have those plugs might only plug for even 15 minutes out of an hour if it cycles through 4 different plugs. So this might not charge your car quite as much as you're hoping for, but if you can figure out if you definitely have power where you're parking your car during the daytime, it's a good option to trickle charge your car. The other big bonus for this is that this whole box being so cheap, if someone did decide to walk off with it, unfortunately people do that, you're not out a lot of money. So you still have your expensive, really fast charger, either safely secured in the trunk for a time when you actually need it, or you have it at home where you use the full 50 amp charge cycle for it. And this allows you a good alternative that is inexpensive, and you don't worry so much if it gets damaged by the weather, gets stolen, or otherwise. But let's head out to the car. We're gonna plug this in. We're gonna see what kind of power we can get out of this thing plugged into the car. All right, we're out at the car, the Mustang, beautiful blue color. We're gonna plug this charger in. We're gonna see what the app says it's getting for charge time. So first we're going to plug it in here like this. And then we're simply going to, it says 15 amps. We're gonna go like that and plug that in. You guys can see here, this is doing a temperature check. The charger is doing like a graphic showing that it's doing something. Now it says we're doing 4 amps, 6.6 amps. And it's just cycling through. There's no buttons on. Is there a button? That's a button right there. So I can cycle through so you can see. It's hard to read. That's charging at 11.1 amps, 0.0 kilowatt hours. Charger's at 31 degrees. So it's monitoring the temperature of the charger. So my wife just drove to work and back. You can see that the range is about 287 kilometers left on the charge, and it's at 80%. And then down here you can see that it says charging. If we say view details, it's going to tell us that it is charging the car, and it is charging at 1 kilowatt, which is really, really low. And it's been charging for 2 minutes now. And according to this, it's going to finish tomorrow at 1:32 p.m. and it is currently 7 o'clock p.m. So it's going to take 18 hours to charge this back up to 100%. So obviously this is not the ideal charger, because just to put an extra 100 kilometers of range in, it's going to take like 15, 16 hours to charge that up. but it will top up some missing charge while you're in at work or whatever. Now, one thing I did want to do is compare this charger to the charger that came with the Mustang. So I'm going to pop the back and I'm going to get that out. We'll plug it in and see what it says for comparison. Okay, so this is the Ford charger that came with it. We have the 120 volt adapter plug on here. So we're going to do the exact same setup. We're going to plug it in and see if this gives us any better charge rating than what this little guy does. In theory, it should not. So just for comparison, you can see the Ford charger has a orange light here. That means that we are going to charge, but it's just going to be doing a 120 volt charge, as you can see here, with a max of roughly 15 amps charge capacity into the car. So now we're looking at the charge status of the car through the app with the regular Ford charger, just to see if there's any difference in charge. There should not be, but let's see, plugged in, not charging. It's the same problem we saw before. So in an interesting twist of fate, we have plugged in the Ford charger, as you can see, and the app says it's plugged in, but not charging. Now, my wife did try this today at work to see if the plugs were active, and she had the same problem. We weren't sure if there's a problem with the chargers at work, the plug-in ports at her work, or if there's something going on with the charger. So obviously I have some reading to do in the manual to figure out why it's not charging, but our little cheap $190 special did try to charge the car. So far, that's working way better than the one that came with the car because it's actually charging. It's very slow and it will take a very long time, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to just add charge when you can, whenever power is available. If you can see over there, can you see over there? If we take a look over here, I've got my main charger port. When I plug that into here, I get a heck of a lot more power more quickly that charges this car a whole lot faster. So now that you've seen it in action, you've seen this plugged into the car, you've seen how fast or slow it charges the car. What do you think about it? Post in the comments down below. Do you have any questions specifically around EVs and EV charging? Because we have a lot more videos in store, but I want to hear what you guys want to hear about. If you want more of this content, let me know. If you're curious about something else to do with EVs or the Mach-E itself, it's all going to be on this channel. So it's coming up. Make sure you're subscribed, but let me know what you want to hear about. More videos are on the way. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.